Chapter 1. Intention. Every journey begins with the first step of articulating the intention and then becoming the intention. Bryant McGill, Voice of Reason. The power of clear intention. Let's begin with intention. In training thousands of people how to ask powerful questions together, we have learned some simple truths. To consistently ask powerful questions, which opens up new possibilities and new ways of thinking, requires a meaningful connection between the one asking and the one receiving a question. For a long time, I thought that connection was enough. Then I discovered the power of intent, a force that can propel a question directly to the heart of what matters most. Intent has become so important that it is now the foundation of asking powerful questions. You can only unlock the true potential of your questions by first being clear about the intentions you're setting forth both for yourself and in sharing with others. To illustrate the power of intention, here are 4 lines of a simple story. A woman is lying in bed. A man comes in the room wearing a mask. The man cuts the woman's chest with a knife. The woman dies. Reread those 4 lines and make sure you've got the story before reading further. A woman is lying in bed. A man comes in the room wearing a mask. The man cuts the woman's chest with a knife. The woman dies. Now let me ask you a simple question. What color was the man's mask? When I have asked this in a room full of people, I've usually gotten 2 answers. Do you have yours? The 2 colors I most often get are white, sometimes light blue, and black. The color matters because it points to something deeper. Intention. Consider the man wearing a white mask. Who is he, and what is he trying to achieve? Or, if you thought of a black mask, who is he, and what is he trying to achieve? Now we have 2 men, one wearing a white mask, another wearing a black one. I say 2 because though their actions might be the same, they are different people, and what separates them is not only the color of their mask, but also their intent. The white-masked man is a doctor who is attempting open-heart surgery, and in this case, the patient dies. The black-masked man could be a Jack the Ripper whose intention is to kill. For both men, the actions are the same, entering the room and inserting a blade into a woman's chest. One wants life for the woman, the other wants death. Same action, different intent, different worlds. The world we want to create gives birth to our intent. In this story, the man's intent presented a limited number of options for why he would be in that room. The doctor was doing everything in his power to create life, and the murderer was doing everything he could to end it. What is interesting is that if the original story had included the words doctor or murderer, you would have made some instant assumptions about the intent of the man. We know that a doctor's intent is to help, unless they are mentally disturbed, and that a murderer's intent is to kill. How did the tools in your life help you achieve what you are aiming for? How might your intent be influencing what you see around you as possible? Your situation might not be as extreme as the example above, or it might be. Regardless, your intent is the key to unlocking your potential for asking powerful questions. The phrase unlocking potential became clear to me one evening as I taught others some transformative material I was learning about, which had already had a profound effect on the relationships in my own life. Though some very personal work, I'd come to discover I'd been treating people in my life in a less than stellar way solely for my own gain. This had been a tough reality check for me, and I wanted to share with my students the tools I'd used to reach this epiphany. I walked into the room fully prepared and excited to share this new material. I had read all the material several times, did long, intensive trainings in how to share it, had practiced delivery, and had gathered stories that would be relevant. I did everything right. That is why I was so confused when the looks on my listeners' faces were so blank. I thought, they're not getting it. So, I got up out of my seat, spoke louder, became more animated with all my appendages going in all kinds of different directions, and pushed harder on the chalkboard so that the chalk shattered. More blank faces. What can I do now? I asked if they were getting it. All I got in return were more blank faces. It felt like I had entered a room of empty chairs, and I was tasked with teaching to these lifeless pieces of furniture.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.